Hey guys, welcome back to Spill the Beans podcast. I'm by myself today because Jonathan divorced me.
All right, guys, welcome back to another podcast. Happy Friday morning. If you're on your way to work, school, drive safe, pay attention to the road, and have a great Friday.
Also, we're going to start this podcast with the question. Were you guys nice all of last week? Yes or yes?
You think we were going to forget, guys? Well, I did. You could think
You forgot?
Yeah, but were you guys nice? Yes or no? Be honest with yourselves. In the comments, whoever did it, that week went by fast. Hopefully, I saw in the comments that a lot of you were going to try to be nice. So let us know. ¿Cómo les fue?
Yep, and if you weren't nice, it's okay. No pasa nada. Try again this week, but try harder. And I hope you guys had a very good week and that you are going into a cool and fun weekend, because we sure are. It's not cool and fun. It's kind of sad, actually, because we are going to be left alone again forever.
Yeah, guys, my parents are moving out. It went by super quick. I thought they were going to be here. You know, when they say, oh, we're going to be out in 2 to 3 months. I was like, realistically, the way the housing market is right now, I was like, they're going to be out in like 6 months, But no, they were less than 2 months and now they're leaving.
Yep, God bless them with the beautiful house, and the closing date has came by so fast. They told us about it when we got back from Arizona, right?
Yeah.
We got back from Arizona. They told us the day. We're like, oh, it's still so far away, and it's literally today. Today is the closing date. So while you guys are having a cool Friday, fun Friday, we are having a sad Friday because everything is changing again. And I feel like les va a doler más a los perros, but hopefully they get adjusted and used to it soon. But we're going to be visiting a lot, so we're very excited about that. And sorry, babe, this is probably the last time you're going to see us in this setup. Yeah. So
yeah, guys, we're going to go back to our old setup. Not back to, because it's going to be even better. We have nice things coming in planned, and hopefully the setup looks way cooler than what it did before, because you guys deserve a cool setup. Not that you probably even see us, probably just listen to us, but yeah, the vibes are the vibes. All right, guys, today's podcast is just going to be entirely motivation. We're going to share our stories of how we got here. Not that we're even halfway where we want to be in life. Not at all. We're probably like this little bit out of a whole mile, but we just want to share that. We want to give you that motivation, just because maybe you think están solos en su lugar, or que nadie más can relate to you guys. We want to relate to you a little bit.
Yep, and we're going to start off with Jonathan's t-shirt today. What does it say, babe?
Imaginémonos cosas chingonas.
Period. Where's that from? That is from, I don't know. Who is it from?
Oh my God, babe. Classic Chicharito Hernandez, soccer player. This quote, guys, fun fact. Oh, the shirt is from Guaris, obviously. I told you guys I threw away all my clothes that's not Guaris. Presents I got, stuff I had from a baby, I threw it away. Just Guaris. And so basically, Chicharito, he was getting interviewed right before Germany in the Mundial. Germany being, they had just won the World Cup last time. They were these big top dogs. And the reporter was like, come on, Chicharito, like, realistically, like, no, like, what do you think the score is going to be? Like, you guys are going to lose realistically. Like, be realistic. Like, the reporter kept being a jerk like that. And then Chicharito se enfadó and he was just like, imaginémonos cosas chingonas. Like, ¿qué tal si ganamos? ¿Qué tal si metemos un gol? ¿Y qué pasó? Chicharito le dio el assist a Lozano, el Chucky, and they scored and they beat Germany 1-0.
Dang, I have never in my life heard that.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember where I was. I was at Marco's house. We were in the living room with his dad. He scored and we went crazy, and they won because Germany kept they're like, we're not going to lose to some Mexicans, they're all white, blue-eyed, tall, and they're like, we're not going to lose. And they kept Poste, Ochoa came through. They almost scored, and nope, they never scored, and we won.
Dang, that's crazy. But there you go. There you have it. That is going to start off our motivational podcast. Just so you guys know that you can, que si se puede, si quieres puedes. And let's go ahead and get started.
So basically, like we said, we just want to talk about kind of like throw in stories, because I know you guys like story times of us when we were toxic, when we came up, stuff like that, and kind of relate it, mush it up a little bit with motivation. So we're going to start off with 300K Blanca J. She just hit 300K in Tampa, Florida. So go ahead and tell them, babe, how it was and what you remember of your journey.
I think hitting 300K is so surreal. Like, I remember when I started YouTube, I was like, whatever, just a hobby. I would record everything and upload everything to YouTube. And when I started like popping off and getting more views, it was crazy when I was hitting 1,000 subscribers and then 2,000. And then I have a video where I'm like, thank you so much for 4,000 subscribers. And then I have a video where I'm like, thank you so much for 10,000. And then it just kept going up from there. And I just feel like I was in disbelief most of the time, because when I started YouTube, I never in my life was like, my goal is to reach 100,000 subscribers. It was more of, I love doing this and hopefully I can get somewhere with it. But it was like 4 years of me uploading consistently. I made like 10 views a video. They weren't very interesting. Some of them did pop off a little bit, and they were like a piercing video, and I think that was it. A piercing video popped off a little bit, but it didn't, like, nobody watched the video because they wanted to watch me. They watched the video because they were like, oh, maybe I want a piercing. And so when I did finally like pop off, it was crazy. You were there with me, remember?
Yeah.
I was getting a lot of views and subscribers, and just like that, everything kept going up. I think when I hit 100,000 subscribers, it was crazy. Like, nobody even believed me. Like, nobody knew what YouTube was. I never told my family what YouTube was. I never told no one what YouTube was, actually, because I never knew that it could be what it is today. So I feel like this journey has been super crazy, especially because I've never expected the things to go this way. Like, I never expected to hit 100K. I never expected to go beyond that. So the fact that I hit 300K in Tampa, Florida, one of our favorite cities, and surrounded by good friends, it was just amazing. And I feel very, very happy and very blessed. How do you feel, babe?
I feel very proud of you, babe. We got a lot of story times of how we got there, but I'm very proud of you, and anything is possible. But I wanted, like, when you said how we had it with our friends, guys, Blanca is very, like Lily said, she's a very humble person. She never asks for anything. She doesn't really like to, post on Instagram or that, like, oh, go watch my video, stuff like that. She just kind of puts it out there. But I noticed, I was like, oh, babe, you're just like 800 subscribers away from 300K. And then Mando heard it, and Mando, guys, shout out Mando. We always give Mando a shout out here, but he got hyped. He's like, Blanca, let's do it so you can hit it now. And we were like, what? It was like 2 days before we left?
It was the day before we left.
The day before we left. And 800 subscribers, guys, in one day it's crazy. It's 800 people. Imagine 800 people in a room. Now imagine them all going to their phones and subscribing. Like, I know it seems so little compared to 300, but 800 people, just imagine 800 people alone. So like, he hyped it up on his Instagram. We all hyped it up. Lily, Pero Noche, shout out to them, all of them.
Lulu, my love. All my friends actually hyped it up, because at first, it was like that. Like, it was just a mention. Like, it was never like, I want to hit 300K right now. So when Mando and Lily heard, they're like, dude, you gotta hit it in Tampa. Like, we want you to take the picture here in Tampa. And I feel so blessed to have such amazing friendships. Like, they just kept posting on Instagram on their stories, telling people to go subscribe. And it obviously didn't happen like right away. It happened actually it did happen pretty quick, because it was like 3 p.m. right when we were like at line in Starbucks, and that's when everything happened. And by midnight that night, I hit 300,000 subscribers,
and that's where Mando nicknamed her 300K Blanca J.
That was freaking funny. But I don't know, I just feel like Jonathan said, I've never asked for it. I've never sat here and been like, oh, like, I know, like, I expect this to happen and this is gonna happen to me. Like, I've never been like that. So every time something like this happens to me, I'm like, oh my goodness. It's just like the very first time that I hit 2,000, 4,000 subscribers. Like, just things that I never thought were possible are happening. So it's super crazy, and that's where we want to go and start off this video or this podcast, because I feel like right now you guys are probably driving to work, listening to this podcast, but unless you're laying down watching us on your phone, But that is how we were, guys. Literally, we were at our 9 to 5 job. I would get home. All my free time was to watch YouTube. I would just sit there on my phone all day. Every free time I got was to watch people I liked on YouTube. And I feel like if your dream is to become a nurse, to become a YouTuber, a gamer, whatever, you're gonna do it if you just set your mind to it. And you can't give yourself a timeline, because it's not like I was like, by next year, like, I'm gonna be a full-time YouTuber. No, it was consistency. It was really falling in love with doing it, with my hobby. It was my hobby for a long time. Like, Jonathan would always be like, oh, why are you always recording? Like, get the camera off my face. Just because he didn't know. Like, I introduced you to YouTube, didn't I?
Yeah, like like I said before, I just watched cool soccer videos on YouTube. I never knew about the other half of YouTube, vlogs and people making like livings off of it.
Yeah, so that was super crazy. And that's the thing, like, that's how we were. We just watch YouTube. We started watching YouTube together, and I just started uploading because it's what I liked. Like, era una semillita que me entró, and I was like, oh, like, I want to do this. And as I always say, like, by the grace of God, and thanks to consistency and people just liking and finding me interesting, that is what got me to where I am. Like, seriously, when I tell you guys that you got me to where I am, you got us to where we are, you got us to this podcast. Like, the fact that our podcast is what it is now is crazy, because I feel like at once it was just Jonathan's idea, like, oh, like, I really want to start a podcast, and now it's like Spill the Beans podcast. Like, you guys get mad when we don't upload because we always promise that we're gonna upload it.
Yeah, it's crazy how we have a little community, guys. And this community, someone said it in the comments, it's like, it's very different from J&J, and I'm so happy it is, guys, because J&J, we're goofballs, we're drinking alcohol, we're being crazy, but this podcast is a whole 360. It's, you know, life lessons. You see me, watch, I'm gonna upload a video by the time you see this podcast, go watch our latest video. I'm breaking down a door in a wife beater, guys, and I'm being super goofy with my little brothers, but right now I'm giving you life advice. So that's what we love about this podcast.
Yes, I'm very excited. So what did you want to tell them, babe?
So on this video got deleted because out of all the times we fought and broken up, she deleted. I asked her to delete, blah blah blah. But if you don't even have the picture, do you?
No, I lost everything.
But so when it was prom, I was gonna ask Julissa to prom, and I'm not. You guys know me. Well, back then I'm not very much of a thinker when it comes to like being affectionate, if that makes sense. I'm more of a shower, like, you know, paying for stuff, picking her up, like that. That's my, but like giving is not really. But this time I was like, me voy a poner las pilas. I'm gonna ask her to prom in a very cute way. So I voy con mis little brothers to arts and crafts store, Hobby Lobby. I got posters, colors, stickers, and everything. And I wanted to do it with YouTube because she really liked it. But at this time, guys, I remember she only had 75 subscribers.
Was it 75 or 34?
75.
Okay.
And I did the poster. I said, will you go to prom with me? And I said, thumbs up or thumbs down, subscribe, or some cheesy ass thing. But the thing is that I called, who helped me with it? Or I just called Dairy Queen. No, I called one of her friends that worked at Dairy Queen. I texted her and I told her, I was like, make sure the manager forces Blanca to go clean the outside, because Blanca se ponía listilla, se escondía para no hacerlo. So John, I remember his name because he has the same name as me. She's like, Blanca, I need you to go clean outside. And I'm sure Blanca was like, no,
like, what the heck?
So I was already there hiding like a creep, and then she comes out to clean. I was like, a surprise. And then yeah, I was like, will you go to prom with me, with the poster? But guys, the moral of this story is she only had 75 subscribers. 75. And 73 of those were me making different emails. The other was her mom and someone else. So now she has 300,100.
302,000.
No, 300,200.
No, it's 302. It's 302. Okay.
Shut up. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, you were like at 301. Okay, but yeah, guys, so that's crazy. Like, and that's where we kind of go into the next little bit of topic, which is manifestation and affirmation, which we just learned, huh, babe?
Yep. Go ahead.
So the other day I was scrolling through TikTok, you know, minding my own business, and sometimes I'm in some weird TikToks, but I saw that the TikTok said, manifestation is not from God, basically not godly. And then I go to the comments, and some of the comments are like, no, you're wrong. And some of them are like, yes, manifestation is basically telling God, like, por mis huevos voy a hacer esto. You know what I mean? So then I was like, but that's not how I say it. So then, I went to my mom. My mom was in the kitchen. Blanca was there. And I was like, Mom, because she's very, into God. She knows a lot more than us. So I was like, Mom, I saw that, manifestation. It's not godly. It's like zodiac signs and all that stuff. And she's like, well, no, because, and then you remember it better, so you tell him.
I don't remember it very well, babe. She
Okay.
said that type of manifestation is not right. Like, she's like, you can't just sit there and be cocky and be like, I deserve this. Like, I'm going to get this. At the age of 21, I'm going to buy my house. At the age of 25, I'm going to buy my Lamborghini. Just like that. Like, you can't say this. So then she told us, this is how manifestation is. How would you say it?
And it's worded differently. It's called affirmation. So basically, you don't say, if I get this Lamborghini or something like that, like, you're not saying like, I'm gonna have this.
This is how you do it. You ask God the question. Like, por ejemplo, we were driving down this road that had a beautiful house with a lot of land, and then this is basically how she said it. You're gonna say, what am I gonna do when I have this beautiful house with a lot of land? What am I going to do when I'm able to retire my parents? Like, you're putting those questions out there, and God is going to answer them for you. So when she said that, I was like that makes a lot of sense, because you're asking, like, how everyone says, like, you have your plans, but God kind of laughs at you, because he's like, no, like, I already have your plans, and you think that your plans are what's gonna happen, but really this is what I have planned for you. So it's basically like that. Like, God already has all the answers. God already has all your life planned out for you. So when you say, like, what's like a good thing, like, for us, how or what am I gonna do when I'm able to buy my dream house? And then God is basically telling you, this is what you're gonna do. It's like God already has a timeline for you, so you just have to believe that it's gonna happen to you. You have to be thankful for it already, and not sit there, like Jonathan said, no, por mis huevos, cuando cumpla 25 yo voy a comprar esta hacienda ya. Like, that's basically how she worded it.
But you also gotta work for it, guys. It's not just gonna happen. But basically, that's really cool that my mom showed us that, because I remember even before she got into church and really with God, like before she even knew God, she always thought like that. So I think that the things that are happening to her really good in her life, selling out conventions for women, retreats, doing all this, succeeding in her psychology career, like that's that because she thought like that, if that makes sense. Because I remember this, we lived in the old house, my mom still wasn't going to church, or my dad. It was really bad, but I remember, like, I was like, if I ever have a Lamborghini, Mom, or something like that. And she's like, no, like, when you have a Lamborghini, what color are you gonna want it to be? I remember that, guys. I remember where I was a little kid, and for some reason that always stuck to me. So I can truly say that she affirmated, if that's a word, before she even, like, associated it with God. So now that she's doing it with God, like, oh my God, my mom's
100 times. Yeah, and this is what she told us. Like, so like Jonathan says, she sold out this convention for a retreat for women, right? And at first she told us, like, she asked God, like, how am I going to pull this off? Like, how am I going to pull off a retreat with 100 women? And then guess what God answered? It was 100 and how many, babe? 150 women that ended up showing up.
No, she wanted to do less than 100 at first.
Oh, okay.
But then, like, 100 came through quick. And then she, like, I was there with her, guys, like, before she did this. Like, she kept having to deny people. Like, it was sad, she's like, I'm sorry, I sold out already. The capacity of El Salon won't let me do more. And, like, she literally had to tell people, no, like, there's no more space. And, like, at first she was scared that she wasn't even gonna get that. Like, 80 was like the limit or something.
Yeah, and like Jonathan said, obviously you still have to work for it. You should have seen her that week, guys. She was not home at all, and then when she was home, she was only doing things for the convention, which was crazy. Like, she worked so hard for this that you can tell like why God rewarded her so much, because at the end of the day more than 150 people ended up showing up. So it was super crazy. Like, when she put it in those terms, I was like, wow, like that makes a lot of sense, and that's exactly what I'm gonna start doing right now.
Yeah, guys. But like manifestation, like we said, it's both affirmation and manifestation. Manifestation isn't bad. It's just like, don't say it like that. Just, be mindful of what you say, and always can take into consideration that God, like, si es pa ti, pero también hay que echarle ganas. Because the way I saw a Christian TikToker say it, it's like, well, if God already like knows what's gonna happen, and do certain people go to hell, like, so he knows they're going to hell. So basically, like, no, the way he explained it, it's like God sees everything like a movie, right? But that movie has like the I Am Legend. It has many different versions of ending, if that makes sense. So he knows all the, like, for all my Marvel fans out there, Doctor Strange, he knew all the possibilities that would have happened if Tony Stark didn't snap it, and so everything else would have failed. Only Tony had to die in that scenario, if that makes sense. Iron Man had to die. So that's how God is. Like, he knows all the number of outcomes that can happen if you do alcohol, if you drink, I mean, if you do drugs, if you drink alcohol, if you're a bum, if you don't find him, no, you don't pray. So he knows all these outcomes. So if you choose the right one out of the millionth that could happen, then you're gonna succeed. So he knows there's like each person has a billion movies that could happen. And so if you pray, if you consider him, then you'll get the right movie with the right ending. That's how he put it.
Yeah, that's a good. But also, we do want to open the discussion to you guys. We want to know what you think and how you view manifestation, and what way you think is like the right way. We're not telling you sitting here and like pushing this like, ¿cómo se dice? Pushing this on you. We're just saying like, this is what we realize, this is what we learn, new information, and this is personally how we are going to take the next steps into manifesting, and like basically asking God for the things that we want, and also continuing to work hard. But yeah, let us know what you guys think, because I think maybe a couple of you are like, whoa, like, I'm glad they put it that way.
Yeah, and if you're not into this, guys, then I'm sorry if does seem like we're pushing it onto you. But just like any other great friend or mentor, if we learn something from them, then like, why wouldn't we want to share with you if it's working? You know what I mean? Like, it's not like we're here manifesting, we've been manifesting something for this past 6 years and it hasn't worked, and I'm keep telling you to manifest. It's like, it's working for us, like, legitimately. So yeah, guys, if you ever get that impression that we're trying to push things on you, that's not the case. We just want to share a little bit of hacks, cheat codes in life.
Yep, just like Jonathan said, we see you guys as really good friends, and we want the best for you. And just like you guys support us and watch all of our videos and our podcast, we want to be like big brother and big sister to you guys, and just tell you everything that we know. It's not like you're asking us something and we're like, oh, we don't know. Or like, when people ask me about YouTube, it's never like, oh, I don't know. Like, I actually just tell them like everything that I know. So that's what we want to be for you guys.
Yeah, because positivity attracts positivity, guys. So that's why I kept telling you, and it comes in full circle, to be nice for a whole week, because nice things will happen. Oh, and then this is another good metaphor. So shout out once again to Armando. If you're hearing this, shout out to you. Mando put me in a very good podcaster, or just a motivational speaker named Eric Thomas, guys. Please go check him out. It changed my life, the way I think right now. So basically, if you're being nice, if you're doing good deeds, if you're being a good person, don't expect money out of it. If you want money, you got to do money things. Let me explain a little bit. So this guy, we've all been there. I've been there personally. And this is like, I'm so happy I listened to that, because it makes sense. It's like, God, I'm such a nice person. Like, I'm not killing nobody. I'm not lying that much a day. I'm not lying about big things, I'm not, I'm not being a bad person. I'm doing motivational shit on a podcast. Like, I'm not a bad person, God. So why am I not a millionaire yet? And then the way Eric Thomas said, it's like, no, like, good things are going to happen to you because but if you're not doing money things, then why is money gonna come to you? Why are you associating being a good person with money? Does that make sense? And the way he put it is that ever since he changed his life and he was being a good person, good things happen to him like this, like automatically. He talks about how ever since, his motivation in speaking and whatever, he went to the airport and he got off the plane, but he remembered that he forgot his beats on the airplane. But he had already gone, so he comes back, but he's just walking, right? And he walks to the nearest gate because he's on his phone, and he just somehow ends up there, gate 48, I remember. And he's like, do you guys happen to know where my beats are? Blah, blah, blah. I just got off this plane from this city. And then the guy's like, no, I don't. I'm sorry. You can go check the lost and found that we have at the airport. And then he's just being really nice. And he asks one more time. He's like, are you sure, man? They're like red with black. Can you just check? And it's a completely different gate that where he's from. And then the guy's like, he looks under the table and he's like, oh, you mean these? And boom, like it's his headphones, guys. Like so what I'm trying to say is that if you're a good person, do good things, then good things are going to happen to you. If you do money things like invest, echarle ganas a tu career, then money things are going to happen. Don't associate both of them.
Whoa, that's crazy. I've never heard that before.
Because a lot of us are like, God, I'm such a nice person. I help my mom with the bills. I'm doing all this stuff, and I'm still on McDonald's, or I'm still on my restaurant job. Why am I not making more money? Why am I not rich? Good things are going to happen to you guys. And that's why when I say be nice the whole week, I'm hoping that you guys aren't expecting someone to just drop a lottery ticket in front of you or offer you a promotion. Like, that's not how it works, guys. Maybe in a week or two, you're going to get a flat tire and someone's going to pass by and help you. Stuff like that. Now, if you do money things, God's going to help you in that too, because the money, I don't see it as a bad thing, guys, because you can do a lot of good things with it. It becomes bad when it's greedy and that's all you care about.
Wow, babe.
What do you think about that, babe?
That was really good. It makes sense because I've been there before. Like, I've been like, I do all these good things and like, why am I broke? But like, that makes sense. It was when I was working a 9 to 5. No, not even. I was working in the food industry, making like $200 a paycheck and doing nothing with it. Like, I would just spend it, get it, spend it. So that makes a lot of sense now. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you guys run with that because it opened my eyes. So I hope it opened a couple of your guys' eyes too. And just like we always say, like, if you're watching us and maybe your dream is to start a podcast, all you have to do is truly start it and talk about what you want to talk about and research what kind of setup you want and just start it. Because I feel like when you like make the first step, you just cannot look back and you just have to keep going with whatever you want to do. So I hope that this motivates you guys to do what you want to do.
Yeah, guys, and everything in life. And it doesn't have to be a podcast, doesn't have to be YouTube. Mm-hmm. If you have una semillita, like Blanca said, su semillita era, YouTube, and she ran with it. And maybe yours is like, fuck, like I'm really good at painting, but what can I do with it? Like, don't go and waste $100,000 on a 4-year degree just to paint. When you can just start freelancing and painting for people. Because currently, right now, I'm paying to people to create designs for me because I can't do that.
Yeah, and all you have to do is do research. Like, if you want something, then you have to work for it, and that means you have to put hours of research into it and see what best is going to suit you. Just like Jonathan said, if you're an artist and you are really good at drawing up sketches or drawing up designs, then you go and look for where you can do freelance and a website that is going to be super easy for you to use and super easy for people to find you on, and then you just go from there. Because one day this huge person is probably going to ask you to paint something for them and it's going to buy you a car. So you never know. I feel like that's why you guys can never lose motivation. You can never lose inspiration. Maybe right now you're not where you want to be, and right now you're very down and you just don't have anything that motivates you, but you are only worsening it for yourself. Is that a word? Worsening?
Yeah, guys.
I feel like you're only worsening now. It doesn't sound like a word, but it feels like you're putting yourself down. And the more negative thoughts you have towards yourself, that's what's going to come to life. You're putting that out in the universe. The universe is like, oh, you want negativity to happen to you? All right, there you go. So change the way you think, be nicer to people, and do what you truly want to do, because you only have one life and you cannot regret it at the end of the day.
Very well said, babe. Do not regret things. In 20 years, you're going to regret what you didn't do than what you did do.
You're not even gonna remember. Like, sometimes you make mistakes, but in 20 years you're never gonna remember the mistake that you made, you know? Like, life is about trial and error. You just try. If it doesn't work out, then you move on. If it does work out, then perfect, go for it, you know?
Yeah, I feel like society nowadays has accustomed us to think that failure is bad, guys, but failure is trying. And without trying, then you don't, you miss 100% of the shots you don't shoot. Does that make sense, guys? So if you don't even like, if you're already putting yourself down that, well, maybe there's already 100 lash techs or nail people in my area. Why am I special? Then add your twist. Your mom always says that you're funny. Then add a little twist to your nail funny. Get some funny stickers going. Get some funny clothes going. Switch it up, guys. Everything is different in this world, and that's what another little thing I wanted to say. I know I've said this before, guys, but like I just saw another TikTok about this. Think about it. Think about this, babe. There's almost 8 billion people in this world. Out of those 8 billion, let's just take one person. Let's just take myself. My dad and my mom have had intercourse a lot of times before me, probably, whatever. Or my dad, or, whatever. So out of every time, I'm putting this very vivid for you guys, but out of every time, my parents had intercourse and it wasn't me, yo nací de ese time, millions of sperm cells came out. So millions of my siblings that could have been born. Every time my dad did that, millions more. And then out of the time que sí me tocó, I had to swim faster than millions of my siblings. So guys, I know it seems like there's a lot of people in this world, but every single one was not a mistake, and God put you. You were born with a different kind of, you don't like how you look, you don't like how your body is, you don't like how you think. Maybe you think a little bit differently than the rest, but God made you like this to be on this planet intentionally, guys. You think it's a coincidence that about the billions and millions of sperm that your dad probably ejaculated or whatever, that you were in an accident? No, guys, come on. 7 billion compared to and that's just one person that I'm saying, my dad. Now that's her dad. Now so out of the billions, trillions there's only 7 billion. Come on, guys, that's not a coincidence. So you're on this planet for a specific reason, and you're gonna find it.
That's what I was going to say, going off of what Jonathan said. There might be 100 lash checks in your area, but none of them are you. You are unique and you have your own thing. So that's what Jonathan said. There's 100 of these, 100 of those. There's 100 people that vlog, but none of them are me, So I feel like that's what you have to keep in your head. There are so many people that do what I want to do and what my dream is, but none of them are me. And this is how I'm going to get to where I want to be. And this is how I'm going to make it my thing. So you just have to motivate yourself, guys. You can't depend on motivation from anyone else, although there are us, we want to motivate you, but at the end of the day, if you're not motivated yourself, I don't think you're gonna do anything with it. Yeah. Because that's how I was. I used to watch people that went to the gym and summer shredding, blah blah blah, and I was like, wow, that's super motivating, while I'm laying down literally eating a bag of hot Cheetos. So if you're not motivating yourself, then you're not going to do anything with it. And you probably have un don que it's going to make you so much money, or it's going to make you so happy, or going to make your family super happy. And just because you're not motivated and you have those negative thoughts, you're not going to achieve it. So that's what you have to start with. Be nice to yourself, be nice to others, and motivate yourself and inspire yourself, and never let that fire go.
Yeah, guys, and remember, con Dios todo se puede. But like Eric Thomas said, there's faith and then there's hard work. Neither or can exist or succeed without the other, if that makes sense. Like the way he put it. If he has a convention to speak at in Australia, he has the faith that God will carry him to Australia in a plane with his wife safely. Because there's a chance that you crash, you land in the ocean, they die, boom, se acabó su historia. He has faith that God will protect him through that 15-hour flight, 20-hour flight, whatever it is. But he has to put the work to get on that flight, to make that booking, to reserve that big stadium in Australia. So you know what I mean? If he just had hard work, then ¿qué tal si Dios is like, dude, you're not believing in me, you're not putting it in my hands. I'm sorry, boom, plane, vámonos. You did everything else right, man, but where's your faith? But then there's that faith And it's like huevonada. God, please just give me this. But okay, I'm giving it to you, but like, come on, go work for it a little bit. You know what I mean? So with either or, no, you can't coexist.
Yep, that's very true. So I hope you guys are motivated. I hope that you got something, at least one thing out of this podcast, and I hope that you guys are enjoying these podcasts as well. We obviously want to put out what you guys want to hear, so maybe you guys want to hear how we did this or that, or a story time on this or a story time on that. Just let us know, comment down below and tell us truly what you guys want to listen to, or things that interest you and things that maybe we need to do our research on and then tell you guys our opinions on. Let us know anything you want to hear from us, and we will research it and we will put it out for you, because like we always say, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you.
Yeah, guys, so let us know what you want to see, what you want to hear maybe, but regardless, guys, even if you do listen on Spotify or Apple Podcast, just come on down to the YouTube, give it a like, give it a comment, be like, I'm coming from Spotify, but I'm here. It would mean the world to us, guys. So thank you very much. I hope you're having a fabulous Friday. You got this, okay? Remember, imagínense cosas chingonas, all right?
Yep, and don't forget that we do have 2 other channels, J&J Vlogs and my channel, Blanca J, if you want to add to the 300K. And we have Instagrams, and even our dogs have Instagrams. So follow us over there if you want to see what our day-to-day life is like. And if you just like the podcast, then that's perfectly fine. Thank you so much. We appreciate you so much. And I think we're going to see you next Friday.
Peace.